Welcome everyone to game number 1 of the second set. ACCM versus Valas. Much had to pass qualifiers while Russian was invited. Oh yeah, that is something that we saw from some of the previous sets as well. That having to go through the qualifiers, well, it technically means that you were not deemed as strong as the players who were invited for X or Y reasons. You do manage to get some extra experience, right? Compared to the player who's invited and who is going to just start playing these maps in the first week of the tournament, the main event. But anyway, if we take a look at the civilizations, ACCM is playing with Bohemians and Valas is playing with Malay. This is very interesting because it kind of reminds me of... It's a combination of Arena. Of course, right? It's a combination of Arena and... kinda like Jungle Rumble, with the exception that you already have access to the back without having to chop through. You already have access to the outer resources. But this is to say that we could have something very similar to what we saw in some of the other sets, where one of the players puts pressure, they are able to push the other player out of their base, but the other player is able to get out of their base through the back door, straight into the rest of the maps. Straight to the rest of the map, sorry. But we'll see what we get. Beautiful. There we go. Valas should be able to go up himself. It's going to be a straight fast castle for the Finnish player. A very high work count. Few H's here. I should be on the way for ACCM in a moment. There he goes. Beautiful. Here we are, ACCM ends out losing the scout and Valas. It's gonna be the only player with a scout left. One extra difference between this map and something like Jungle Rumbles, of course, you lose the scout over here and you're done for. You're gonna be blindfolded. While on Jungle Rumble, you at the very least still have one of your other scouts, right? As you start with 2. Anyway, Castle Age is here for ACCM. The second TC is coming up. A monastery is on the way. He did not go for a stable, so he does not really have any map presence to try and secure the relics. Plus, if we take a look at Valas, on the other hand, he did go for the stable over here, and they get to the castle age at about the same time. So, he's got a monastery coming up, but with the scouts coming out over here, he'll be able to control the center, ideally, and he'll be able to secure all 5 relics over here. And it's extremely important because if you take a look at the map generation, check this out. We have 1. We have 2. We have 3, 4 relics over here. I guess this one not so much. But yeah, these 3 relics are certainly favoring the red player. This is going to be kind of contested. This is going to be kind of favoring blue. This is on the way now for ACCM, and Valas is just sticking to 1 though. Well, we saw in the previous set how strong Malay can be when going for an all-out push with monks, but He did not really think of that, or at the very least, it did not seem like it was part of the plan at all. It's just going to be relic collection that he's going for, because it was on only one monastery, and he went for it back home. So the fact that he's taking so long to go for the extra TCs just seems unfortunate for Valas, as he's going to start falling behind in the economy. Even if he gets the extra relics, you know that's going to take a long time to pay off. That was a pretty heavy investment between all the monks he needed to go for, the monastery. And yeah, ACCM can just go for extra villages with the extra TCs he's got right now and just send extra villagers to gold and he'll be fine. Still interesting though, and ACCM is trying to contest the relic still. Just unable to do much about it though. Valas is having a 4 siege workshop, and now this I like to see a little bit better. If he's just sticking to 2 TCs, he can still put pressure. It's not going to be quite as strong as if he had gone 1 TC all out. But with 2 TCs, still pretty decent, and he's got the 4 siege workshop. It's just going to take some time for the monks to get forward. He could potentially go for another forward monastery. Or for an extra monastery forward, rather. He's got the villagers. Yes, sir. He's already managed to get 1 relic. He's collecting another one. Where is he? Yeah, there we go. He's got the 2nd relic coming in, and then he's got all 3 monks coming out for the final 3 relics as well, right? This one at the center, this one up in the north, and then the relic that gets dropped over here is going to leave the monk free to go and collect the final relic down south. Fantastic. There we go. Fantastic. Very nice push from Valas. He's starting to get a little bit warm inside ACCM space. Is that fire I see? Yeah. Nice conversions. No! ACCM gets bone magnets right away. This is huge. There's a lot of invested resources Valas won't be able to make use of, to take advantage of whatsoever. Oh boy. Yeah, ACCM's defense over here was incredible. He keeps the TC up, full HP. He keeps his villager lead with 10 extra workers. He's even sent extra villagers over to get the walls up to the sides of the map, and it seems like ACCM's just gonna stabilize over here, be fine, and probably be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age. Well, Valas. Yeah, Valas is on 3 TCs now. He's still behind the working count. But the push was pretty pricey, and it did not pan out, so it's looking pretty good for ACCM. We still had 2 additional relics to collect outside, and we see up in the north, the Valas went to collect this one, and then the one down south, he's going to collect as well, so it's going to be in the end 7-0 relics. Hey, the monk random time conversions should be some constant value. Yeah, that always seemed kind of awkward to me. Like, I am not too against it, mostly because of from a content creation standpoint, it makes for the conversions a little bit more exciting as a viewer, but as a player, it can be kind of frustrating because it's RNG, right? You really want to reduce RNG in a competitive setting. You want to have actual stats. I guess it's too ingrained into the game right now to change. I'm not sure, actually. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they could change it. Who knows? I was expecting ACCM as the first player to click out to the Imperial Age, but Valas clicks up just a little bit later. Because he's playing melee, he should be able to get there significantly faster, actually, and he's going to have a head start to it of almost a minute. 57 seconds, 53 seconds actually, or so, I think. From this point onwards, things are going to get a lot more hectic. We already talked about melee before. They're lacking fervor. They're lacking theocracy. Theocracy can especially hurt in later stages of the game if it's going to come down to a monk war between both players. ACCM's getting chemistry from the get-go, so I imagine once he gets to the Imperial Age, we're gonna see bombard cannons come out. Block printing come in. Right away. Nice conversion. Block printing coming. Illumination. Basically anything that ACCM needs. And illumination, block printing, and theocracy are going to be the main things, but Valas gets to the Imperial Age a little bit sooner as expected. He did have a 53-second head start or something. And let's check. Imperial Age is here. Nice. What can melee do against Boom Bohemians? Sit and pray. Not too much. Not too much, I'll have you know. ACCM is in a fantastic spot over here. Yeah, and he's going for block printing, of course. Got a forward castle coming in, and he's not really been going too heavily into monks. Doesn't seem like he'll be interested in going for that. Research Cavalier. Yep. Well, what did we see last time around? But it was against Burgundians actually that they went for elephants. They're going to have karambits, they're going to have elephants, they're going to have arbalisters. And that's about it. And I don't see any of those things taking Bohemians anytime soon. With Bohemians, Halberdier being stronger, the elephants are already kind of lackluster for melee because of lacking many upgrades, right? But against Bohemian, Halberdier is going to be a no-go. And then everything else, Arbalist is going to be pretty difficult to make work as we have Bovnitsa coming out right now. There's also Wagenburg Tactics on the way for ACCM, so that is huge. That is going to make the bombard cannons and any gunpowder units move 50% faster if I recall the upgrade correctly. And that is huge. That is just going to make it so much harder for Valas to even play dodgeball against Bohemians, right? And what is the other thing we talked about? Karambit Warrior? Yeah, Karambit Warrior. I don't think going to be enough. And honestly, he will need castles to produce though. This is not live, no. The commentary is, of course, but the games got played earlier today, actually at 14 GMT, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 14 GMT. I don't recall. I was too tired to make the conversion when I went to bed yesterday, and it was too close to that time, so I couldn't cover it live. Nice push. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, boys. Siege Engineers coming up, Theocracy. And you know what that means? It means a world of troubles for Valas. Conversions coming in, and wow! He does end up losing a few monks over there, but takes the scouts down with the Humnitsa actually. Great unit control. There we are. Perfect. TC should be going down over here as well. Man, did you see that TC? Where is it? I don't see anything over here anymore. Check this out. 6 Hubnitsa, they are just absolutely barreling through the defenses from Valas. And what is Valas thinking of? He's thinking of Karambit, but once again, you need good production. And yeah, I just don't think it's going to suffice. We have the hand cannoneer coming out right now for ACCM as well, so Karambit could be a little bit of a struggle too. So check this out, check this out, check this out. He's gearing up. Bang! 1/3 going down on the castle with one shot, with one volley. The 6 bombard cannons, and yeah, that is not staying up. That is not holding together. That castle's a goner. And here come the Karambit Warriors. Gonna try and make a play for it. We have the hand cannoneer over here as well as the bombard cannons over there. The attack rounds are great. The main Karambit Warriors going down over there. If he plays his cards right, should be able to get many of the units down as well. Meanwhile, Valas will try to get the Karambit Warriors to the Hubnitsa over here. He's struggling big time. As we have the hand cannoneer taking down the rest of the units as well. The Hubnitsa are being targeted by the Karambits. Whichever we have left over here for Valas, but doesn't seem like it's going to be enough anytime soon. So Valas calls the GG. And ACCM takes game number 1. Absolutely incredible. Let's actually, yeah. Cross this over here. Let's take a look at the achievements really quickly. As we see, a better than 5 to 2k ratio for ACCM looks great. For the economy, we have a stronger economy for ACCM as well, collecting 4,000 extra resources. Actually, more like 3,300 extra resources. Melandros, dude, talk to me privately before I forget. I keep on forgetting. I thought about something, the thing you talked to me about the other day, so that I get the notification on Discord. If you can, please. And yeah, overall, pretty good game for ACCM. Let's go back. And there we are. Welcome you guys to the next game of the series. Once again, we're just going to switch the colors and Valas in blue, ACCM in red. So they are kind of line up with their flags, right? Regardless of this vintage arena, we're just going to speed up a little bit. And talk about the saves really quickly over here before we get to any action. So starting with Valas, the blue player on the right hand side. With Byzantines, we get 25% cheaper spear, skirm, and camel rider units. It's gonna have a discount to go out to the Imperial, which can be quite handy. It can certainly get you out of a pickle if you're in a position where you went for a push that did not work out and need to catch up, as your opponent was probably just going for economy and going out faster than you. It's going to really get you out of trouble. Besides that, we have some bonuses which are not too relevant on non-hybrid or water maps. But most importantly, they get Town Watch and Town Patrol for free. Their monks, for the team bonus, they will heal units faster, 100% faster, and yeah, they also get extra HP on buildings. That can actually be very good in combination with a cheaper Imperial Age. Can make for a very strong defensive civilization, which makes sense as they are technically, as described by the game's tech tree, a defensive civ type. ACCM, on the other hand, is going to be as far from that as you can get. Ethiopian buildings are not going to be particularly strong at all, right? But they do have amazing aggressive units. Starting from the archer line units, which attacks 18% faster compared to other civilizations. Ethiopians also get extra resources upon reaching a new age, so they can go for extra stuff, either upgrades or units. Or, you know, infrastructure, buildings, whatever. It's going to be food and gold, so you won't be able to invest that into buildings necessarily, but you can rework your villager distribution so that you make use of the gold and food while having collected less of that and more wood, for instance, so that you can go for extra production. But yeah, besides that, we also get for Ethiopians the pikeman upgrade for free, so it's incredible to defend your archers, potential siege with as well. And speaking of which, Ethiopians get the entire siege workshop. They have fully upgraded everything. They get access to bombard cannons, obviously all the common units like siege tower, mangonus rams and scorpions, but they get fully upgraded Mangonel rams and scorpions, so siege ram, siege onager, and heavy scorpion. It's really good. Plus, in the Imperial Age, the unique technology torsion engines gives their siege weapons blast radius, which further blast radius, right? Which is going to make Ethiopians a force to be reckoned with. If you get pushed by Ethiopians in the Imperial Age, that's going to be pretty rough. So we'll see what we get over here. Both these civilizations are pretty strong and pretty popular on these maps, I believe. Let me take a look at this really quickly. So for sorry. For Vintage Arena specifically, Ethiopians are the second most popular civilization, while Byzantines, they're actually not in the top 5 for this map specifically. So we'll see if ACCM is able to clutch it up. Or actually, we'll see if Valas is able to clutch it up, but ACCM's got the most popular civ over here to go for. We'll see. Regardless though, 2 villagers coming in. Valas gonna try to get the push going. It's gonna be a smush. Yeah. Monastery and the siege workshops coming up. And I guess we can go back to 1x right now. Why? Because we have action. ACCM's getting the monastery. He already has a monastery up actually. And because Valas is going for the monastery forward, he's going to take a little bit longer to get the monks out. Interestingly enough though, he does have spear out plus a scout. So Valas should be in a better position over here overall, I think. There we go. Beautiful. Here comes the push. Magnos over here. Ethiopians, one thing they do not really get, and you know, it's part of why they are not a very strong defensive civilization, is their monks suck, man. They are not good. So yeah. It's going to be pretty difficult for him to defend against this with just monks. He's gonna need something else. Bloom's coming in as ACCM starting to take the push from Valas a little bit more seriously. Oh! Okay. Seems like they were having some issues over here. Yeah. Fortunately, everything's fine now. Beautiful. We're finally getting to the TC. Let's take a look at the range over here. Oh boy. We had 2 towers already. No guard towers, mind you. These are watch towers, so pretty basic. He's going for the 3rd tower now as well. This makes it very difficult for Valas to push with this alone. He does have 2 villagers over here, plus the monks to heal the villagers with as he repairs the Magnos, right? So yeah, let's take a look. Valas is probably going to have the villager targeted over here. Not quite. So this is pretty good. The tower is going down in a moment. It's gotta get He's got to care for the mountains over them. That was a great trade for Valas. And this is so rough for ACCM. Losing the mountain, losing the villagers, trying to get the third tower up over here and trying to defend this one. Is pretty difficult. He needs to bring the monk forward though. That villager is very low HP, but he doesn't end up taking the tower down, so at the very least there is that. Now there is a fourth mountain over here. This is really interesting. The defensive civilization putting pressure against the offensive civilization, and Valas is getting away with an incredible push. It's finally heating the villagers up. Nice. Yeah, very, very well micro by Valas. 100%. There we go. Nice conversion from Valas, and that's gonna be a trade as well. So both these mountains going down from ACCM. Oh, that was huge. Absolutely fantastic. Valas' push over here has been just incredible. NBA will be proud. NBA would certainly shed a tear or two over here. I don't know if for the reasons you're thinking about, but yeah, there is a bunch of monks over here. That's going to be enough to make him cry. Maybe we can disguise those tears as proud or pride tears. Anyway, auto micro, auto convert, auto 105. Yeah, the GG's coming up over here. What a great push from Valas though. Absolutely unstoppable. Great game. Great game. Let's go. I'm not really sure if there's too much to take a look at over here. That KD was ridiculous. 8-1 for Valas. With an army high that's significantly higher compared to ACCM. He doesn't end up collecting extra resources. And it's very curious because ACCM was the one going for the extra TCs, right? So the fact that Valas was able to collect extra resources towards the end just goes to show how effective the push was, because ACCM did get a villager lead in earlier stages of the game. If you take a look at that, this is the 50% line cut through. And yeah, ACCM did have a much higher worker count for the most part in the game, but he was always repairing, trying to defend, trying to go for towers, and it was just not very effective for him. His economy was pretty rough. So let's go back. And because this one was actually pretty quick, we are just going to jump into the next game right away. Hideout. Italians versus Khmer. There we go. This is EM idle time. Pretty solid, yeah. I think when you pointed that out, he wasn't like 3 times as high, I guess, compared to Valas or something I saw. So we don't have Teutons, we don't have Poles over here, we don't have Byzantines. That means it's probably very likely we're just gonna see a fast castle from both players and no trashes or any field pressures coming up. So yeah, how's the weather, guys? Is everything good? I mean, we can take a look about the saves. We can talk about the saves a little bit. ACCM with the Italians over here. Oh, this matchup specifically is very interesting for sure. You know, Valas playing with Khmer is going to have a few bonuses that will allow him to go up extremely quickly and get into his economy very quickly as well. So we're probably just going to see something like that. Fast castle. Like 22 pop fast castle, straight into extra TCs and extra economy, while you know, ACCM on the other hand playing with the Italians over here is going to... Well, he's going to have a discount to go up to the next stage, so he'll also be able to go up pretty quickly himself. And I guess it's probably one of the best civilizations to try and keep up with a Khmer. There's also the fact that Italians' unique units is going to be so good against what Khmer will usually want to go for, which is cavalry or elephants even. However, there's also a very strong siege for Valas with not only siege round, with it's not necessarily going to be that strong, right? As Italians can go for mangonels or bombard cannons and take the rams down, but most importantly, the Khmer are going to get access to some pretty darn strong scorpions, potentially. But yeah, it's going to be kind of rough, because Italians, to counter that, they are going to have a 20% discount on gunpowder units and bombard cannons. It's something that Italians get access to, and Khmer do not. So there are pieces over here for actually ACCM started to put something together against Valas. And yeah, I guess it does make sense. This is his home map. So yeah, that's a very interesting civilization pick over here. And Valas goes up to the Castle Age right away, as he does not get any building requirements. He's able to click up as soon as he gets up. So yeah, we'll wait for the Castle Age to be here, and I imagine Valas will just go for full economy, and ACCM probably will do so as well. Let me know, how are you guys doing? Hope everything's going alright for all of you. Has anything new happened in your lives? Do you have any projects coming along, or maybe some goals, something you're pursuing, or maybe just something interesting that happened to you, something that brought joy to your day? Or to your week, perhaps? Nice straight goes in favor of Valas. On my side, everything's well. I'm pretty excited about a bunch of things. I'm actually pretty happy about a lot of things, and looking forward to how things are going to pan out with all the things that I have kind of on the pipeline, right? But yeah, I always say the same thing, so that is not news to anyone. Second TC is coming up for ACCM. Third TC on the way. And Valas did struggle to get the third TC up, though. There's something that can happen with Khmer when going up this quickly, because it's going to be extremely taxing to your economy. After all, you're going up into the 2 population. So it's, it can be kind of rough. Hackathons, new jobs, still interviewing like crazy. Building a Twitch-like project. So I knew about some of those things, and some others I did not knew about necessarily. Weren't you in a startup, Melandros? Did you leave that one, or did you get promoted or change positions or something like that? What is the new job about? And interviewing like crazy sounds like you're still looking for a new job, or are you interviewing for new people? Or is this new job that you mentioned, the startup that you mentioned in the past, which I guess would still be fairly new? Hey Varian, hi. Alright, so Valas is coming in for a push. Interesting. This, you know, this could be a... He doesn't have a monastery forward. This could be a pike push, pike siege push. And Italians being an archer naval civilization would kind of struggle against that. Actually, wait, are they an archer civilization? I think they are just naval. Do they have any other type? Let me check. Oh yeah, archer naval. Got it. Never doubted. Oh, was it the conversions to the right hand side? Yeah. Valas gets pushed away from here. But still though, siege is out. He needs something to defend siege with. He cannot just go with siege. Well, I mean, he did make, for the most part, just siege work in the previous game, so maybe he can get away with this. We'll see. Startup stable right now. It's not a big scalable app or anything like that. Self-sustaining at the moment, so I was able to focus into other things. That sounds great, Melandros. That sounds fantastic. It's always great. It's something that I've been trying to do myself with my own workflow behind the scenes. When I am not streaming, I'm usually always doing a bunch of stuff, usually related to the future of the stream, but I've been struggling to translate many of the things that I've been planning for the future into like actual content. So I've been trying to switch that up, and It's been working pretty well. One of the apps that I use that has actually helped me out tremendously is Super Productivity. I've been using Notion to structure all the things that I want to do and my wish list of things to learn, of things to work on, and to keep track of things, to log things on a calendar as well. But in terms of actually time management, there is not too much that Notion has that's going to be of any use. So I came into Super Productivity. I stumbled upon it and it just changed my life, man. It's stupid to say, but it actually did. I've been so much more productive since I got it. Both for working and for learning as well. Pretty happy about it. I look into it, sounds like something I could use. Yeah, it's mostly to provide some structure to your time, especially if you work from home. Sometimes it's going to be pretty difficult to just provide enough structure on your own. I tried to in the past with different approaches, but it was not good. Never really worked out. How is it called? It's your case? Super Productivity. It's a free open source piece of software, and it's amazing. You can use it on your browser if you want. It's got a web app, or you can download and install the client. It's also got a mobile app as well, and you can sync your different installs. It's pretty nice, not gonna lie. I've been doing some research into the science of productivity as well. In breaks, specifically, very important to take breaks. And that's something, I think that might be what really made a big difference in my workflow. The breaks. Now I have them automatized so that after a certain amount of time working, the app's going to tell me, yo, get away from the computer, take a break. And that allows me to keep on going and do a lot more than just going from the very beginning and non-stop until I burn out and then I don't want to do anything for the rest of the day. Man, Valas' push over here is not really panning out too well. He does manage to click out to the Imperial Age faster though, much earlier compared to ACCM, but yeah, he's been unable to make anything happen. Actually, he ends up losing the mangonels, and ACCM already managed to get the castle up, which makes it impossible for Valas to push from the left-hand side. That's why he was trying to go around the right. Well, that's about it.
Thanks for the app.
Yo! Pepe! Thank you so much for the tip! It's very much appreciated. Yeah, you're going to like it quite a bit. My advice would be to try and make your work or studying bouts less than 90 minutes maximum. Mine is 60 minutes, and then you want to take breaks, right? The longer you're working or studying bout, the longer the break you want to take. There's a research paper that I saw the other day that said that the most productive workers usually work about 52 minutes and they take 17 minutes of breaks. So you work 52 minutes and then you rest for 17 minutes. It's gotta be a very low, it's gotta be a non-stimulating kind of break, so you cannot just go and watch YouTube, for instance. But it's pretty good. It's worked out for me incredibly well. Hope it works out for you just as well. Anyway, ACCM is going out to the Imperial Age right now, so Valas won't really have much of a lead against the red player, not for the time being anyway. He's trying to get a quick walls up. Nice! ACCM gets away with it. Beautiful. Comes ACCM. I think does he know about the castle? He knows about the castle, yes. He should still be able to come in by the looks of it. Yeah. The house foundation is not holding for much longer. So here comes ACCM straight into the economy from Valas. Gotta be careful though, because coming in is also kind of a high commitment move. Yeah, he's cautious over here. He's gonna just going to stay behind. It's alright. He can just wait until he gets to the Imperial Age and is able to go for elite Genoese crossbows. Conscription potentially as well. Could be really good. There we go. Really to see her finally for ACCM. It's got chemistry. Bracer coming up. Losing the castle would suck big time. He's been going for Genoese crosses for the most part, so that's going to reduce his production by 50% or so. Yeah. And currently there is no way for him to hold on to the castle. There is just too many tertiaries over here, not enough villagers, so the castle's going down. ACCM is going down to one castle only. Unfortunately, chemistry is not coming up fast enough for him to get bombard cannons out and take on the trebuchets. And yeah, Valas on the right hand side. He's sneaking! He's sneaking! He's got an archer range coming up. Houses over there. I don't think there is anything the like from ACCM, right? I mean, he could try. He's got the weak villager from earlier. Just gotta be careful because a single bear is going to take it down. And we have one bear over here. Plus, there is a crossman coming up on the right hand side from Valas. Speaking of which, Valas is coming forward as well. Pushing further down with the trebuchets. And let's take a look. He's going to find out about the villager. And the villager is going down. It's going to be just a one shot. Yes, sir! There we go! He got it. Did he know about the villager? Yeah, he knew. He had the house and he had the outpost. So nothing for ACCM to do over there anymore. This could be good. This could be good. If Valas takes this one, given how strong ACCM looked in game number 1, this could end up being a 5-game series. Of course, we'll have to wait. Let's see. That was brutal, shooting him at arm's length. Yeah, point blank range right away. Because that's the way to go. We have finally bombard cannons coming out over here from ACCM, but it might be a little bit too late. You gotta keep in mind that while ACCM's got Genoese crosses over here, these are not really good against standard archer units. So they are still archery and they're going to work fine. Obviously against cavalry, they directly counter cavalry units. But they're still going to work fine against like hand cannoneer or infantry. But against arbalesters specifically, they are just going to crumble. They should anyway. Do you have Pavise? We do not have Pavise either, so yeah, these are not that great. When you keep in mind the fact that the ACCM had more Genoese crosses over here than Valas had arbalesters, plus the fact that the ACCM was also working with the bombard cannons from behind the Genoese crossman line, you see just how incredibly good that engagement was for Valas. Oh, this is a good, nice pick over here from Valas as well, up in the north though. Beautiful. The sneak is already paying off. He's managed to get up to 3 archer ranges over here, so he can bring the arbalesters over and probably go over to the wood lane as well. If he pays attention over here, should be able to move the units. He's probably just microing the left hand side though. Regardless though, we see also bloodlines coming in. Hazard is coming up as well for Valas, as well as Masonry and Iron Castings, so it doesn't seem like ACCM will be able to hold on over here too well. Yeah. And the one thing that ACCM could have gone for, technically, would have been our ballisters himself, because as we said at the beginning of the game, Italians do get better archer units compared to Valas. It's just been super rough for him to keep up. Saw the faster up times for Valas. Saw an incredible defense from Valas as well. ACCM hadn't spent quite as many resources going forward in the castle age, might have been able to put themselves in a better position in the later stages of the game, but obviously hindsight is 2020. And right now it is what it is. Valas is looking extremely strong, kind of unstoppable over here with Chain Bar and armor coming out. The Hussar will be so strong, and then he's got Hoarding coming in. As if he was under any pressure, he's going for Hoarding. He already went for Masonry, and now he's got Architecture coming up as well. Yeah. We'll probably like to see the villager go for a few stables, for sure. Does ACCM know about this, by the way? Well, he knows about one house. He probably suspects there is something on the right-hand side, just nothing he can make use of right now. Nothing he can, sorry, counter right now, I guess. There we go. GG's coming in for ACCM from the get-go. Not from the get-go, right away rather. Yeah, Valas was sneaking in with skirmishers. Well played. Well played. And this is very interesting because this was ACCM's home map, and I was not expecting this to be the result for this necessarily. So it's going to be 2-1. Favoring ACCM. And sorry, 2-1 favoring Valas. In game number 4, as ACCM lost game number 3, is going to take place on the Vietnamese player's remaining home map. We'll take a look at that one to see what it is for the time being. Let's go through the achievements as well. And that is a 3-2 KD ratio for Valas. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Valas as well. And ACCM fell behind by about 5,800 resources or so. Yeah, sure thing, Melandros. Take care. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's always nice to have you around, of course. Alright, let's go back. And we'll jump into game number 4 after we see what the home map is. And welcome you guys, everyone. Once again, red for ACCM, blue for Valas, and 2x until we get to the castle age at the very least. Somewhere around Valas is playing on the right-hand side with Turks, which means he'll get light cavalry, Hussar upgrades for free. With 1 extra pierce armor, those cavalry units are going to be pretty good, especially against like ranged units, of course, and especially for raid in the later stages of the game too. Besides that, Turks will have faster working gold miners. They're going to get on top of that. Extra HP on gunpowder units, free chemistry, and a 50% discount on gunpowder upgrades. Well, for the team bonus, gunpowder units train 25% faster. ACCM with Aztecs instead gets extra resources at the very beginning with 50 extra gold that he begins with. Villagers can also carry 3 extra resources per trip, and we'll see for ACCM, for Aztecs as well, 11% faster training military units except for monks, although monks will get, as part of the civilization bonuses, 5 extra HP per each monastery technology researched. Whilst for the team bonus, relics will also provide 33% extra gold to the Aztecs compared to other civilizations. So that's what we get for the matchup over here. And yeah, what actually happens in terms of the matchup, like the units available, potential strats and whatnot. What we usually see for Turks, it's either fast castle into a castle drop into Janissaries, which can be very strong, or which can be also pretty difficult though against Aztecs because of the possibility of going for monks, right? But then besides that, we also have the possibility for them to fast imp into bombard, cannon, push, which is going to be very hard to hold on against. But once again, against Aztecs, given that they have a pretty strong economy, yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult. In any case, though, it seems like ACCM is actually going to try to go forward as he's going after the fuel age on 21 population. We're going to see a tower come up over here. All right. Is this live? Drop poll, this is not live. This took place today at 14 GMT, so we are casting the recorded games. But AOA2 is live, yeah. Hey, Captain Cookie. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing alright. It's the Matrix. Yeah, for these villagers. Can you imagine? Regardless though, Felix is coming up over here for Valas. I guess we can go back to 1x right now as we have some action already. It shouldn't take too long. These Gaia walls are only 1080 HP. So they are not too strong. And he should be able to breach through, and he's gonna come in a moment. Walls going down to half HP. The only downside with going for this kind of push is that it takes such a long time for you to actually get to your opponent's side. Because even, like, unlike Arena, right? In Arena, your opponent's going to have their walls kind of like this, right? So to say. And over here instead, hold on. Oh shit, the program actually crashed. Damn it. Oh, what is that? Yeah. Sorry, the program crashed, the annotations program. What I was trying to say though anyway is that you cannot get access to your opponent's resource and economy from the get-go. Glitch in the matrix, yes. The matrix rather. Yeah. You have to cover some distance with your villagers, so it's not quite as good, but it's actually working out really well for ACCM. Valas had no idea about it. That is one thing that is also different compared to a map like Arena though. Oh man, that is 4 villagers already, 5 villagers! 1, 2 villagers down already. 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers already dead. 7 villagers dead from Valas. Only 6 of those went down to ACCM's units as well, which is very difficult. What's going on? We are having all the technical issues. Let me try again. Yeah, huh? Zoom is not working now. Okay, whatever. Oh, I think I know what that is. Mega dead. That's another villager going down over here behind the walls. This is incredible for ACCM. While Valas managed to get to the castle age, he's up on 18 villagers. Mind you, he'll be able to go for a castle, but what is that going to do for him on 18 freaking villagers? 19 now. Well, not much of anything, and actually... Okay, yeah, there we go. He can go for the castle right now. He will need his entire economy just to get the castle up. And I honestly don't even think it will be possible. He's gonna try. Can he do it? I don't think the tower's got enough range over here, does it? Nah, he already has fletching and the tower does not have enough range. Okay, so the castle comes up, but this is pretty rough. This is pretty rough. Yeah, the lumber counts great. A castle and a dream. Guy noises are annoying. They are. I'm not really sure there's a way for us to... It's this one that is just so noisy. The Komodo dragon. Is there a way for us to just remove Gaia? Critters volume. Okay, yeah. We can just reduce this a little bit further. I hope. We'll see. Oh boy. This is... One Janissary is coming up. And the villages are going down to 3 archers. The scout not doing anything. Okay, there we go. That was so rough. ACCM, to be fair, he's still in the village, so there isn't really too much he'll be able to do, especially against Janissaries over here. So if Valas is ever able to get to a good amount of his unique units, ACCM is going to find himself in a little bit of trouble. For that, I would probably like for him to maybe try and plug the gap in the wall, ideally, to cover it so that the Janissaries cannot come straight in. But yeah, more villages going down. This is just not something that should be happening. Few Leech units over here against the player in the Castle Age. With Castle Age units already, taking villages down is extremely rough for Valas. The great thing for us, though, is that if this game goes in favor of ACCM, which seems like it's going to be very much the case, we're going to have a full series. Yeah, Valas calls a GG right there. There is no way for yeah, Valas to come back from this position anymore. I'm not really sure this works though. Does it work? I think it's a little bit lower. I don't know. Regardless, let's take a look at the achievements and we'll jump into game number 5, guys. No commercials, no nothing, because this one was pretty quick. We already know which map is left for the final one. Civilizations as well. For this one, for the achievements, we get a 9 to 5 KD ratio, close to it, not quite, but very close. Very strong economy as well for ACCM, collecting about 1,400 extra resources. And that's about it. We are just going to jump into the next one, alright? Game number 5 is coming up on Fortress. And we have Cumans for ACCM versus Bulgarians. Bulgarians are a very interesting choice over here. I don't think I have seen a whole lot of them before. So let me check really quickly to see what the popularity of both these civilizations is on this map specifically. One thing's for sure though, we are just going to fast forward the early stages. And for Fortress specifically, Cumans are the 4th most common civilizations, but Bulgarians, they are not in the top 5. Interestingly enough, from all the times that we have seen Cumans on this map from the series that I have cast though, regardless, it's not been good. It's not been good. Cumans have struggled big time to work well on this map. Bulgarians, on the other hand, I haven't really seen a whole lot of, so I'm not really sure what to expect over here. For the civilization bonus, ACCM, of course, with Cumans will get access to the second TC in the Fuel Age. He'll get access to Siege Workshops in the Fuel Age, from where he can train battering rams. He'll get access to the Siege Ram upgrade in the Castle Age, as well as, I believe, a 75 with discount on archer ranges and stables, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that's about it. For the team bonus, of course, they also have extra HP on Palisade Walls, but that's pretty irrelevant over here. Will come and win? Yeah, that's the question. Their win rate on this map has been pretty nefarious. So I would like to see them win for once. But yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect from Bulgarians, and also I don't want to root for either player specifically, so I'm just hoping that it's going to be a good game. Regardless though, Valas playing with Bulgarians will get instead 3 militia line upgrades, so Manatarn's Lone Swordsman, 200 Swordsmen and Champions will come in for free for them. On top of that, we also see for Cumans access to Crepost, a 50% stone discount on TCs, as well as a 50% food discount on Blacksmith and Siege Workshop upgrades, if I'm not mistaken. Well, for the team bonus, I think their Blacksmith works 80% faster. These are right off the top of my head, might not be comprehensive. I think that's everything for both these civilizations, but anyway. Where are Palisades? We don't have any Palisades. Humans will have us a team bonus, 33% extra HP on Palisade buildings, but we do not really have any. We already start with stone walls over here, so it's not relevant on this map. Human will suffer against heavy siege. That is something that could happen for sure. One of the strongest strategies against humans, usually, as they go up to the fuel age faster to get the second TC up, and that's going to delay their castle age quite a lot, is fast castle into full pressure. Ideally, you want to fast castle into a castle drop right next to the TCs as well, but because of the stone walls over here, it's not possible. Instead, what we could see would be Valas go for a Crepos push after he breaches through, after coming forward with the Siege Workshop, for instance. So yeah, interestingly enough though, Valas goes right away for an eco approach over here, second and third TCs. Alright, that's interesting. I was kind of hoping that we would see a forward Siege Workshop over here, and he would try to put pressure and try to shut ACCM civilization down before he gets a lead. But it's not it. Nope, just 46. 47 villagers right now for ACCM, 27. For Valas. Should be able to catch up though, for the most part. By a little bit though, anyway. This castle is coming out now for them, this mean. For them as well, sorry. They don't have a bar cannon either, redemption. Yeah. Cape checks. I mean, I guess. I'm really sure what Valas would go alongside Siege though. Yeah, probably some spear. The problem is that Bulgarians, they are not really the best for other things though. They usually want to go for cavalry. You can go for infantry, right? But you usually want to go for cavalry. Stirrups is very strong. Bagains is very strong as well, although that's going to be in the Imperial Age. But yeah, let's just go back to 1x. As ACCM hits the Castle Age, he is going for the second TC, the second extra TC, additional TC on the right hand side, and that's going to keep both players on 3 TCs. Up until this point, the villager lead that ACCM was able to build for himself throughout the Field Age has gotten reduced to only 2 extra villagers. Make that only 1 extra villager. Once he gets the TC up over here, if both players are able to keep all 3 TCs working, it's going to be dead even work account for both. ACCM did get a lot of extra resources because of his extra economy for longer, right? So right now, boy, compared to the previous set where we saw such a small difference in gather economy time, this time around it's actually going to be massive. We have an hour of extra gather economy time for ACCM already, and I am once again not really sure what Valas' strat is on this map, especially with this civilization. But it's certainly looking a lot rougher against humans compared to some of the other matchups that we have seen in the past. And the previous one from the previous series was Bengalis. Humans versus Bengalis. Did it make Valas after kicking to Castle Age? Oh, he must have. He doesn't really have quite as much idle TC time for the entire research period. But yeah, both players are getting a little bit of idle TC time over here. It's not too bad though, with 3 TCs each and having about the same amount of idle TC time, the eco difference over here, which is negligible at this point, is going to remain. Both players are going to remain very, very close in terms of villager count. Or they should anyway, we'll see. Defense coming out from Valas. Manuels. I'm really starting to worry for Valas though. Like honestly, what is the plan? I thought it was going to be a full castle push, which in my opinion probably would have been better. Once again though, hindsight. In hindsight, it's going to seem obvious. While ACCM is going out to the Imperial Age faster. He's got fervor coming in. Bloodlines. The castle on the hill over here is going to be fantastic. Once he gets to the Imperial Age already, he'll be able to start pumping traps. Go for conscription as well. And yeah, conscription is going to aid greatly in the creation of keep checks as well. Which in the Imperial Age are going to be much stronger once we get some of the extra upgrades. So the keep check. And a few others. Chemistry. Yeah, and Valas. I don't know, man. This just seems way too passive for his own good. That wood cliff wall for Valas is dirty. The cliff wall. What do you mean? From Valas? Oh, this? Oh! I don't know. I am hoping to be wrong over here, but it seems to me like this game is going to be just Valas. Northeast, this one. Right. Oh, yeah, that would have been good. He just needs to go for 1 stone wall. Right. Oh, yeah, that's actually pretty good, right? And then he goes for some over here. And yeah, he's already wall on the left-hand side. Regardless, I hope to be wrong over here, but it seems to me like Valas is just going to start slowly but surely falling off over here, falling apart at the seams, while ACCM is in a much better position. It's got over 3 times the military count, close to 4. The working count is comparable for both players, but ACCM is already 1 inch higher, of course, and he's got another castle coming up. What can we get from Valas? He's got extra barracks coming up, so he'll try to make a play for Halberdier. The games, perhaps? That's not really going to help against the pierce damage though from Kipchak. I don't know, man. What do we have over here? Villagers. Where is the king? The king's on the back. It's coming in a moment. Kill advantage for the Trebuchet as well. It's got 2 now. So there we go. The wall's already been compromised. And here come the Kipchaks. Meanwhile, Valas, he's got 4 Magnus and a lot of pikemen over there. The attack round's gotta be on point. And he's getting some good attack rounds. Actually, he's getting a bunch of the Kipchak down. That is really good. He ends up losing a single villager over here. Brings the pikemen forward. And many of the Kipchaks over here will be very low HP as well from the mounted shots as well. Yes. Ideally, ACCM wants to bring a monk or 2 over here. He does have 2 actually, he's just not brought them forward. He's been collecting the relics. Speaking of which, he's got 4 relics. He sent the monk over the left-hand side to collect the 5th one as well. And yeah, he could bring the other monk that he's just got idle over here. Over to heal the units out because Kipchak's been taking a lot of heat. Still very strong, but now Valas got an onager researched. Makes it significantly harder for ACCM's push over here. Keep moving forward. The only thing going for Valas is that he's against Kipchaks. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. He can take on onagers, can take on mountains as well, but at the very least, Valas was able to get to a good amount of units. That's going to be very hard to face with any unit, not just Kipchak, to be fair. But yeah, now because Cumans is not going to have access to bombard cannons, the onagers are particularly strong. Step Lancers. It could be, I guess. We have Halberdier now, though. Go for his own onagers too. Obviously, it's not going to be quite as accessible as he does not get any discounts on the upgrades. Alternatively, you can try to make use of the trebuchets over here as well. But here comes Valas, and that is not good for ACCM. He's going to get completely flooded. Oh boy, 1,200 resources down the drain over there with 3 trebuchets stacked up on top of each other, going down to the onager shots over there. That is not good. That is not good at all. So Valas pushes ACCM back and starts putting pressure. Still get the trebuchet up, or trebuchets up over there. Try to get the castle down. That's 4 trebuchets. Will be very, very hard for ACCM to hold on to the castle. The comeback, it could be an incredible comeback over here. It could very well be the case. The onager play, man, it was just fantastic. Now we have Siege Onager coming in for Valas too. Pretty pricey upgrade. That, yeah, definitely wouldn't have been quite as accessible with any other civilization. This is very interesting and it seems very intelligent from Valas as well. I'm taking a look at the draft for both players. And if ACCM hadn't gone for Cumans, you know, he would have had only Vietnamese to go for over here. So the other only option for Valas would have been Teutons, which would have died to Vietnamese and probably could have struggled against Cumans. So yeah, Siege Onager is GG. We'll see. He's coming in though. He's got the Step Lancers. You asked for it. He's got it. They cannot really do too much. As most of the onagers are staying up still. 6 onagers over here. Plus the trebuchet is coming forward. Krepos comes up. So yeah. Wow! This is actually... might actually have been really smart from Valas to have gone for Bulgarians over here, and I was not really expecting him to make use of the civilization with the draft that I saw, you know, but he predicted the ACCM going for humans over here. He predicted the cave check play and the onager defense to be extremely effective against that, and he's getting rewarded for it. ACCM starting to crumble over here a little bit. Fall apart. There we go. Another invited player will bite the dust, it seems. Certainly seems like it's going to be the case currently. You know, it's very interesting to see because this is actually not the case. It's usually the opposite what happens in many of the other tournaments, where the invited players are still able to take, you know, on the qualifying players. But because the settings over here are very peculiar, these are closed maps. These are not going to be your standard ranked map pool maps. If you do not plan around these, if you do not have experience, if you don't get experience around these maps, if you don't get the opportunity to delve into the meta, try things out, you know, if you don't take the time to prepare and you haven't gone through the qualifiers, this is exactly what can happen. Valas is doing a really good job. This is the final round of 16, actually, sorry, this is the first round of 8. So the final round of 16 set that we saw was the previous one. And we're gonna take a look at the brackets after this game is over to see what the invited to qualified player win rate looks like. In any case, how do you hold on against this with humans? You can't! Oh, brother. That is a lot of onagers. Siege onagers fully upgraded. I think so. Yeah. We have siege engineers as well. My god, take a look at that, just melting. This is a sight to behold. This is not something you see every day, for sure. If these were Koreans and we didn't have any range upgrades for the castles, we could potentially see the onagers shut the castle down. You know what? Actually, if he soaks damage from the castle with a halberdier, he might actually be able to take the castle down with the onagers alone. But he's got the trebuchet. He's not stupid like me, so he's actually just gonna try to take the castle down with the trebs instead of memeing and risking allowing ACCM to come back. Beautiful quick wall over here from Valas. Absolutely incredible reaction. If all these step lancers had come in, if they had snuck in into Valas' economy, that would have changed the game. I've been playing way too much CBA lately, and the first thing I see is game checks when tuning in. I keep thinking, wow, those milk gates. Yeah. CBA, man. It's been a long time since last time that I played it. Love it. Call it ACCM. It's close. It's close. He cannot keep on going for much longer. It's just a matter of Valas to keep on pushing. He does still have plenty of steam over here. Plenty of momentum, so... You know, like the thesis are not... Come on, man. What is that? It melts. It melts to the rain of fire. Well, this is good. He's getting a bunch of villagers down, but still. It's not like he will be able to catch up just by getting these villagers. Valas is still ahead. Interestingly enough, dude, that was a lot of villagers going down, actually. Valas went down to 94. Still ahead. But yeah, he doesn't want to take many of those engagements. Not even kidding? How I'm used to it. An entire castle with only mangonels. Mangonels, oh boy. Sounds about right. It sounds about Hong. Oh, the monastery went down, right? So he can collect the relics over here. That's going to be 5 for him. I'm not really sure where the other 2 are. Ah, the other two were on a back monastery. If you take a look at the minimap, what do we see for ACCM? He's moved over to the right hand side, so on the left over here we have a few farms, but that's about it. This is empty. Then his former base is going to be an empty hall with either villages over here, and then on the right hand side we have a castle, abandoned farms, right? Castle in 1, 2, 3 TCs with no farms around it. Take a look at ACCM's current food economy. 6 food workers, nothing. Nothing. He cannot queue villagers. He cannot queue anything, so he called the GG! Shouldn't surprise anyone, but Valas... Shouldn't surprise anyone to see ACCM call the GG in this game, but Valas does end up taking the final one over here. Reading ACCM like a book, expecting to see humans on Fortress and going for the counter pick. I wasn't really sure about Bulgarians when I saw it in the draft, but Valas made it work, and this is going to set a very important precedent as well. That I'll certainly remember in the future to see if we see any of these matchups again, right? One thing's for sure though, even against non-Bulgarian civilizations, humans have been bad, man. They have not been any good. So let's just take a look at the achievements over here really quickly before going back. 4-3 KD ratio for Valas is fantastic, especially the units he was going for, and the units he was trading for from ACCM was pretty cost effective for him as well. But then on top of that, he managed to get a stronger economy too, collecting well over 2,000 extra resources. With a higher worker count, especially towards the end of the game, he did take a little bit of a dip over here, right? As he lost a bunch of villagers, but like it's fine. It was going to be fine. He was going to keep on getting further and further ahead. So nothing for ACCM to do. The GG was coming, of course. It was a matter of time, and yeah, Valas doesn't that clutching it up. Moving on to the semifinals already. I can't believe that we are already moving on to the semifinals. I mean, we still have 3 more sets to go through the quarterfinals, but damn, the tournament